What's going on?
Hello.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Can we hear? Hey, Gwen's in here. I see Gwen's in here, and we're not still up on the screen yet. Okay, where are we?
All right.
I'm looking. Oh, there we are.
You see Gwen out there from Broke Cowgirl Homestead.
Oh, there's a commercial before I can even see myself on here. Oh, there it is, right there.
I wonder how that looks like from a commercial perspective. If, like the beginning part where we were talking, I wonder if people saw that or if it's
It didn't. I'm looking at what they saw. They can see my prep stuff back there. They can see my bags of prepping stuff.
We'll just have to sit like this.
No, you just have to scoot over, and I can scoot closer to you.
Well, I can scoot wherever you. I feel like I'm in the front row.
Hey everybody! Hey, cool gamer, how are you?
I'm in the front row. You're in the back row.
Front row. Yeah, that's okay. You're gonna be soon. Hey, LG Homestead, how are you?
Robert
Lonis is in here.
So glad everybody's jumping in here. We're so appreciative. We got a lot of stuff.
Regina Rebooted, how are you?
We got a lot of stuff planned for tonight because
Rich Cat Ranch is in here.
Hello, Rich Cat. I didn't know that Monica had somebody scheduled up. I think I've shared this a lot here recently. Work has been crazy. It's very difficult for me at times to keep my head above water. So some of it I've passed over to Monica to find like special guests and things like that. So she's been working diligently on that. And for me, I don't know sometimes. So now I feel bad because I didn't know we had a special guest on tonight. But we also have a lot of things going on. So we're going to have to like get right in there.
Hey, Nancy, how are you?
And get busy on all the different stuff we got going on tonight.
Yep. So we're going to be hanging out here for the first hour or so, just Eric and I, and then we're going to have our guest. She is a super sweet lady. I've met through Instagram, and she's awesome, and I love buying her products. I have bought quite a bit of her products. You know that. I literally have her stuff here. Anyway.
I thought they were freebies.
No, they're not freebies. No way.
You didn't say that? You didn't say they were freebies?
No, they're not freebies. Never once told you the freebies. I've bought them for presents. I absolutely love getting these products. They're great products. And so, and I know Eric likes the products too. So anyway, she'll be on here tonight at 9:00 Central. So stay tuned. So first things first, we put out our second spam timber video. And if you haven't checked out all the spam timber stuff, you have to go do it. There's some really cool spam stuff in there. But I have a little story to tell you about our spam video. So I know if you've seen the second one, you've seen the outtakes. Oh, very nice banner. Eric's got the banners going tonight. He had a few extra minutes to do banners. He just didn't want to go get me a chair and bring it in.
What?
So, yeah. Hey, Jesse and Lisa, how are you? Your lazy days ahead.
Let me tell you about that. I'm out here diligently. So we're going to do something a little bit different tonight on our live, something we've never done before, but something that I was inspired by our buddy Troy over at Bar Run Forge. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to try to do a split screen here shortly. And there's a reason for
Peaceful Acres Farm, how are you?
There's a reason for that.
We got your email back, by the way, too.
Did you want to say what I ain't paying
what
attention.
We're doing? What we're doing with our split screen?
Well, so what we're going to do tonight is, hey, Dad, what's going on? Good evening, Texas Carnivore. And if you're out there and you haven't said hi yet, welcome to you as well. We see more people watching than what I see in the chat. So that usually means there's people lurking.
That's okay.
Which is okay.
We can lurk.
Yeah, you can lurk. Sure. But if you come up here, then we can call you out and everybody gets to see that you're here and we can talk about you. Uncle Al is here from Die Bullfrog 79.
By the way,
we got Byron.
Hey, Byron, how are you?
I was literally getting ready to say hi to that guy.
I wanted to tell you, Peaceful Acres Farm. She's in here, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that was Diane from the meetup? That's the lady that we met at the meetup, and I believe Diane did.
Was she the bread lady?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was the bread lady.
You know what? I'm not great with names. Sometimes I forget.
Because I'm looking too. Because she actually she said she's willing to teach you on hands-on fermenting, sourdough, sauerkraut, veggies, tomatoes, all that stuff. See?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't put that up. Okay, before we get in that, we do need to talk. Make a note over there. We need to talk about that meetup.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Okay, so if you haven't had a chance yet, and hello, if we haven't said hi to you yet, if you see the cool little ticker tape thing going down at the bottom.
The bread lady's name was Wendy. No, that wasn't the bread lady's name. And Peaceful Acre Farm. No, the bread lady, I'm pretty sure, was Diane. And Diane, tell me if you're the bread lady or not, because I'm pretty sure it was.
The ex-Marylander.
Yeah. So Wendy
Of course it
was the canning lady, which was the lady that canned with me. That is
Oh,
Jake's
that's right.
sister.
Yeah, that's Jake's sister.
That's Wendy.
Okay.
So yeah. She's so yeah. So anyway, we what were you saying?
Okay,
You're gonna meet
so
up again, and
we'll
yeah.
talk about that in a minute. But
Okay.
so you see our little ticker tape thing down there.
Yeah, Eric's really excited about the ticker tape.
I am. So we've dropped 2 spam videos.
Mhm.
I mean, can you believe that we're coming to the end of September already?
I know, it went by really fast.
I cannot wait for the weather to break.
It's already broken. It was like 87 degrees today.
That's not breaking.
Yeah, I had all the windows open all day
Why did you take my ticker tape down?
because it was just there moving and it's distracting to me.
I was trying to talk about it.
We can talk about it. What did I do? I took the comments away. Oh
You
my
killed
gosh.
it. You killed it. Okay,
I
anyway.
did something. I don't know what I did.
So
Oh, okay.
you got to slow it down a little bit.
Hey, Denise, how are you?
Okay,
Okay,
so
get back to what I'm doing.
we were invited to be part of Spam Timber.
Mhm.
We've had 2 videos that we put out. The first one was super delicious. We made all these 3 different sandwiches,
Yeah.
which really could be for like 3 different meals throughout the day, and or
Hey, Jen.
the PB&J one really could be for dessert because it's delicious. You
Mhm.
can't go wrong with
Pretty
that.
good.
But we dropped our second video this Wednesday. If you haven't had a chance yet, go check it out. So tonight what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a sample test.
Feel better, Uncle Al. And yes,
What's going on?
he said, praying for Texas. Sorry, this is short. Not feeling well. Later, have a great live stream.
Oh, Uncle
Feel better,
Al,
Uncle Al.
praying for you.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Who
right.
was the rabbit chasing man? That was Eric. That was Eric, the rabbit chasing man.
That's funny.
And yes, Peaceful Acres Farm is the bread lady. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, anyway, sorry. You're going on about your ticker tape,
Anyway, so
spam videos, all that stuff.
So yeah, we dropped our second spam video. The second spam video is all about how to make your own spam.
Yeah.
Which was it was super easy, but time consuming.
If things worked out the way they're supposed to work out. Because we
Yeah.
did 2 days worth of videos.
Yeah, so we were doing the first video and we were putting the meat through the meat grinder.
Hey, JB, how are you?
And Monica had stepped away for a second, so I started doing like the grinding piece in between different shots.
And I have like a really nice meat grinder that I've had for about 5 years now. I love it. It's worked great for us in the past and never had any trouble with it. And Eric was using the meat grinder and he started noticing some things.
Yeah, so I looked at the meat and I saw this
Hey, Glenn.
dark/gray spot in the meat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we literally just pulled this out of the freezer like the night before.
It was my last pork shoulder. My very last pork shoulder.
So I start investigating it. Now I'm like a hands-on type guy. That's what I do for work, right? So a lot of the work I've done in the past where I've had to deal with metal and things like that, my eyes are tuned in to metal shavings.
And that's what he had on his hands.
And that's what it was. That little gray spot that was in the meat. And I kind of shined a brighter light down there. I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. This is metal shavings.
Yeah.
In our meat.
And we had already mixed it in with the rest of the meat. And so because it had already mixed in, we had to dump the entire production on Monday night when we were doing, because we left it, we were going to do it over the weekend. And on Saturday, we got busy with some stuff. And we did a class here on Saturday. We did a full day of animal classes. We taught about how to process rabbits. And that was a really great experience. That was super, super great. And then at the end of the day, what did we do? We just kind of hung out, I think, and did some garden work and just enjoyed the rest of the day. And then Sunday is filled with church and church activities with the kids and all that. And so Monday we're like, oh, not a big deal. Monday we're going to do our video, call it a mineral supplement. Needless to say,
I don't know if I can do that.
We had to dump the entire thing Monday night and then start all afresh on Tuesday when the video was due on Wednesday. But we didn't really have time the previous week because his schedule was really late getting home every night. And so plus he was working on his video for the barbecue cook-off. And there was just so many things going on that we were like, we'll just wait till Tuesday. It's fine. Or we wait until Monday. It's fine. Well, Monday wasn't fine. And Tuesday it was. And let me tell you, that was a long night. So here's something funny. I just looked at Spam website and they have a turkey Spam. LOL, I'll have to do a video just to do it. There you go. Grind up some turkey. Do some turkey Spam. I don't think it's really considered Spam if it's another meat, right? Or is it whatever meat is mixed with ham? It's fine.
You know what? In all the history that we were looking at for this video, I honestly don't remember what Spam stood for.
Somebody said it was spiced ham.
Maybe, but there's not really, I don't know.
I don't know. But it has to have ham in it. So anyway, but we did our own Spam and it was really easy to do. It was just very time consuming because if anybody knows about pressure canning, it takes quite a long time to pressure can. And I was wiped. So I literally took a nap between shots.
Yeah. So for me, I actually started editing because we were running way behind. So I was doing all the editing while she's over here taking a nap, which it really wasn't a nap because it was like 10 o'clock when we got in bed.
Yeah. We are laying there. It's like 10 o'clock and I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep. Just wake me up. He was like, no, we have to finish it. I was like, just wake me up. Like, wake me. I'm pretty sure if you go back and look, I don't have my earrings in. I think that's the big difference is my earrings are gone for the video. I think I forgot to put my earrings back in for the video.
I'm going to say you did an awesome job pulling it together.
I want to try bologna
for that last shot.
Thanks. So I literally just woke up. My left eye was like all glazed over with like fog from my contact. Yeah.
The last scene, if you go back and watch it, the last scene is her like literally getting out of bed. Oh, here was a funny shot too. So if you go back and look at the end of the video, what I did is I had the camera set right where she would push the buttons on the.
Hey, Sweeties Creek, how are you?
Let me push this back for a second. So I had the camera right in front of the pressure canner so that you could see her fingers pushing the buttons. And then she says, "I'll catch you guys later." And after that shot, I said, "I'm going to leave this tripod right here. I got to take the camera out of the tripod."
You told all the kids.
Nobody touched the tripod.
Nobody.
This woman, because she was half asleep, came out, took the tripod and slid it out of the way. So we got it lined up pretty well, but it was a close one.
Yeah. Tim Farmer has a video on making bologna. I'm going to have to find a video for bologna because I think that would be interesting to try to make.
Yeah. I mean, we're all about trying. And that was the whole point of doing this Spam video was to show that you can do it yourself. One of the coolest things about this is it's most stuff that you have in your house already. So, one of the things that we talked about, and I don't know that it really made it to the video, but why would you can meat that was already canned?
It wasn't actually canned. No, it was frozen in my freezer and I thawed it out, smashed it together.
But this was the thing I had mentioned to Monica. If you remember when all the food shortages happened and you went to the grocery store, they didn't have beef. They didn't have all this other stuff. But what they did have was ham. And nobody wanted ham. It was like it wasn't the holidays. So nobody wanted ham.
Ham is easy to get. A lot of times people don't want to get pork and don't want those products, but they're usually typically a lot easier to grab than some of the other stuff. And if you go to the farmer, then your pork's a little more clean than the other pork that might be out in the stores. I'm not an advocate for going by any means and buying pork from the store. I am an advocate for buying pork from the local farmer because I don't know what's in the pork from the store. Because just so you all know, pork is a red meat. Okay. Pork is a red meat. Hey, Gathered Together Homestead. How are you? Hey, Miss Emma. How are you tonight?
So I know you kind of put this up there, but
yeah, good job.
If you guys haven't had a chance, go check out Sweeney's Creek Farm. They're all the way in Australia. So we've had them on here as a visitor
Super nice
at one point as well. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On hitting their marks. It's
getting good views. I'm very humbled by people's support.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Hey, Caleb, how are you? Hey, Deborah, how are you tonight? So I think Eric is going to get into the kitchen.
Am I allowed to put a ticker tape up or are you going to take it down as soon as I walk out?
Go ahead. Jesse said ham is one of my favorites. Spam or regular ham? Yeah, he said 12 cent. Byron said nice accent, Eric.
Down in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do all the other cooking in the Barbie.
Diane said Smithfield, China. Yeah, that's the thing. Smithfield is one of those producers of pork. But the thing is that we know what we put into our pigs. We know what we feed our pork. And we may not be all organic, whatever. But we certainly know that we are not giving them a lot of antibiotics or any antibiotics and then processing them. We're not giving them the things that they shouldn't have that would possibly hurt us. And I have heard some things about the pork industry, and it's not something that, I feel real comfortable with going out and buying pork at the store. So find your local farmer.
But find your local farmer, reach out, ask the question.
Yeah. Byron said, do it, Eric.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out. Mm-hmm. You can handle this, right?
Yeah.
You're going to take my ticker tape down, aren't you?
Yeah. Probably.
Okay. I'll just take it down because I already know you're going to do it.
I can do it.
Okay.
Save you some time.
Maybe talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
Coming up.
Maybe go do your thing. I'm gonna talk about what I want.
Maybe
So,
I won't go
hit the
after
road.
all. Maybe you go.
Really?
All right, I'll go. I'm excited about this.
Okay.
So that was one thing that there was a lot of comments that came back because at the end of the video we told
Just
everybody.
so you know, I'm not trying it. You have to get a couple of the kids to try it because it's after 8.
Okay.
So the kids can try it.
I'll
with
try
you.
it. I'll
Yeah,
try.
you can try it, but actually have the kids try it too.
Okay. I'll
And
see if they're
compare the two.
available.
The kids are always available. They're not playing video games. They're available tonight.
Okay. Are you sitting in this?
I'm sitting in this chair. Okay. So we're gonna get situated over here because this is how I sit usually for my. You get to see all my stuff over here that's hidden off to the side. Move like this. Okay, so Eric left me. He's gonna come on in a second so that he can go into the kitchen. And one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys is that it's kind of funny if you actually go back and look at the I'm gonna take his ticker tape down because it's bothering me. Boom, gone. So I will say, I'll put this one up because he was really excited about making this. But anyway, he's going to go in and get the Spam started. He's going to slice up some of the store-bought Spam and he's going to slice up some of the homemade Spam. But I will tell you guys, and we said earlier that we actually had the Spam done. We just did it late on Tuesday night, right before it was it was due on Wednesday, right? So one of the reasons I like my butcher box once a month. Yeah, exactly, right? Our latest video is an awesome scene with a mob of kangaroos flying through the filming area going flat out. What? That's awesome. I'm going to have to go take a look. That would be amazing. So one of the things, Eric, literally the title of your name. You cannot put that on there.
Did it still have it?
Yes, Eric.
Well, pull me down. I didn't say put me up there.
You put yourself up there, Eric Bland. Oh my gosh. Anyway, ignore my husband's rudeness before. Okay. Eric, you just took over the whole thing.
Okay, lock it down then.
What in the world? I'm putting you on mute too until you're there. Till you come back on, you're going to mute. What in the world's happening? Yes, Abigail, I am dead too. Oh my gosh. What in the world? Okay, anyway, at the end of the video, we had to do a thumbnail because thumbnail is really important to me to have a good thumbnail, right? So the jars were still bubbling because they had just been pulled out. Like I literally just taken the tongs and pulled them out.
You know that I love myself, right?
Stop. Why are you unmuting yourself? Anyway, I can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. Nice. Okay. So anyway, I had to get the thumbnail shot. And so, I went in, it's like bubbling. And I told Eric, I said, I don't want to just have a regular thumbnail. I want to be able to hold it up and show the two, but I can't wait till the morning because it's due like tomorrow morning. And we wanted to drop it at like 6 o'clock. So needless to say, I told him, I said, get ready because I'm getting ready to do it. So I picked up the can of Spam and then I went in for the whole hand and I picked up the bubbling, boiling, very hot, just come out of the canner about 15 minutes prior to that picture can. And I just picked it up and smiled. And then he took the picture and then I dropped it. I was like, it hurts so bad. So I actually had blister on my fingers from where I picked it up. So I don't encourage anyone to pick up a brand new, freshly jarred can of anything. But I will say, you got to do it for the picture. So it was all for the thumbnail. Eric, I can see your finger, right? It's just like a finger. Can't hear you though, but you have to take yourself off of mute. I can't unmute you because you muted yourself. All right. Well, since he wants to keep himself muted and he's completely disappeared now, I will talk about the next meetup. I think we are looking at, we have to double check with Jake and Ann and also with Carmen from Jesus Loving Homesteader. I know we are under Eric's thumb. Jesus Loving Homestead. We're going to double check with everybody, but I think we're going to look at the middle of November, like the second weekend of November, like the 12th-ish. Hey, how are you, Nathan? Jesus Loving Pastors in here. I think we're looking at November 12th for the next meetup, and it's going to be a Skillshare meetup. It's not just to meet. It is more of a Skillshare where we're meeting to come together and to increase our knowledge base and increase our skills. And it was not going to be as packed as the last one. It's going to be where we're going to have plenty of stuff going on, but based upon some of the input we've got from other people, no, November 12th, not December 17th, November 12th. I think I just saw you say something on the other. I'm looking at the other ones too. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? I'll be there as soon as I get done with the ads. Sorry. Hey, Janet, how are you tonight? So it looks like November 12th, and I think we're going to do it in Mesquite, and it will be really cool. I really hope that herb lady will be there. I know. I think Jesus Loving Pastors got a thing for that herb lady that was at our last meetup. Yeah, I'm really excited about that Skillshare. It's going to be a really fun time, and hopefully we'll have just a few classes. We'll have, just a few instead of as many as we had last time, so we're not overwhelmed. So yeah, November 12th is looking like what we're going to do for the next Skillshare meetup. So pretty excited about that. The details are going to get kind of finalized here soon, and yeah, so we'll know more soon. All right, Eric, what are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, maybe you should enlarge my screen.
Oh, really? Because we want to watch you cut. Oh, there you go.
What?
It was me. I'm trying to get you enlarged, but I can't swap. I can't swap it. How do I swap? Let's see.
I think you can just drag it. I feel like you can just drag the screen or something.
I feel like you've never done this before, so I feel like you don't know.
Was that right?
Maybe.
I accept apologies in written form. Thank you.
Oh, no, never happened.
Okay, so here is the typical pan of Spam.
Eric is skill sharing right now, Carmen. Yes. No, he's going to show us how to cut up Spam.
Well, no, what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand the consistency and all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and taste.
It's a little bit out of my screen, so tilt the camera up a little bit. Wow. That looks appetizing.
Okay, so there's the first one. My fingers are clean, I promise. Okay, so here is
homemade Spam.
Look at that.
With our 4 jars lids that I got.
It looks like a brain. I'm giving a full what is it called? A full review.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like dog food.
Okay. Dog food's okay as long as it tastes good.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I've never had dog food before.
Okay. All right. Looking at the inside. It looks relatively the same, a little bit darker.
Yeah.
How does it look on the screen?
Like a funky can of meat with a hole in it.
Okay. So this has got a little bit more liquid in it. So excuse me for a second. I want to dump this liquid out a little bit.
Yep. I'm going to talk to Carmen real quick. Carmen says, no way. I need to try homemade Spam. Interesting. What is homemade Spam? What's in it? Talk to me. Well, I'm going to tell you. Homemade Spam is like literally 6 ingredients. And I did a video and it came out yesterday that you can watch here on Bland's Promised Land Ranch. And I make it. But yeah, we didn't do the metal shavings. So we threw the metal shavings one out and we started fresh on Tuesday night. Yeah, that literally looks like not edible.
No, I mean, honestly, it looks like, the packs, like the tubes of meat that we pull out.
It looks like a meat donut. Oh, it looks crazy.
Okay, so just giving a full review. Like I said, I would like if somebody sent me something, this is what I would check. So looking at it, the color obviously is a little bit different.
Yeah.
The consistency is just about the same. I mean, it feels sturdy, if that's the right word.
Sturdy.
Okay. And let me give it a slice here.
Remember, slice it a little thicker. There you go. Oh, you're slicing it long way. That's so weird. Why did you slice it that way?
So, all right. So here I'll flip flop the. Okay. So should I cut it like this?
No. Why would you even do that?
Okay. Now we'll slice this. Again, it feels basically the same.
It looks like a meatloaf.
It does kind of resemble a meatloaf. This one is a little bit more appetizing to me. It looks the color. I think that's the thing about Spam that kind of weirds me out a little bit. It's just like really light pink. It just looks like maybe raw meat.
That's what we were going for, though. We were going for the pink. That's part of it. So I
Well,
think that maybe we need to
right.
pate it more, maybe mix it a little more creamier because it looks too much like meat right now. My homemade.
Okay. Well, that's the good thing about making your homemade stuff, right? Because you can
Yeah.
test, or you can make it flavored based upon what you like. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, good. Gwen made a comment. She said round, so it's going to go on a biscuit. See?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Diane said rubbery. Is the regular Spam feel like rubbery, looking like rubbery?
Okay. So I'm trying to look over at the camera. So, okay. So again, that's kind of soft. It's rubbery, may be the right word. I don't know. And then
Yes, Spam looks like ham and Bland's looks like a hamburger patty. You got to pull it down a little bit.
I'm gonna be real honest now. It's very similar. The texture, this one is a little bit more smooth than ours.
Yeah.
This is more like a lunch meat, I guess you could say. Which, looking at the history of this was originally intended to be a lunch meat.
Yeah.
This does have more, not a consistency of meatloaf. Meatloaf is, I feel like, more textured, so it doesn't feel like meatloaf. But
yeah.
But it's not quite as smooth as this. Why do you keep giggling?
Because Carmen said we're all cringing a little over here, but I'm hoping it tastes better than Spam. Agreed, Eric. The regular processed ham or Spam reminds me a little of flesh.
Okay. All right. So you don't need to see my face while I'm eating it, right?
Yeah. I want to see how it looks. I want to see your face when you try it raw, but then I want you to. Are you going to fry it up?
I was going to put it on a sandwich. Yes.
Okay. Well, fry it up real quick, and then I need someone to eat it raw, and I need to see what it looks like raw.
Okay. Do you want? Why don't we do this? I'll start cooking, and then you can keep talking about what you're talking about.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I'll bring the sandwiches in there, and I can taste it in there.
Yes, Nathan even agrees. Facial reaction is key. Everyone wants to see your face when you try it. So you need to bring your stuff in here and try it.
Yes, ma'am. Fully understand everything that you're requesting.
Yes. And even your mom said what matters is how it tastes.
Yes, I agree. So I'm going to shift the camera over here to my skillet. And we can talk if you'd like, or whatever you do while you're. I don't know. You know what I just realized is you're not actually hearing me through my earbuds.
How am I hearing you?
Through the phone.
Oh, well, you sound fine to me.
Let me see here.
LG says, fry it. Real Hawaiians just eat it at room temperature. Come on, you better hustle. Hey, Naked Gardeners, how are you? We don't have any tomato, Jess. Gather Together Homestead said, put some bacon on it and tomato would be great. We have any tomatoes right now. No tomatoes in my garden. So sad. Yes, he does, Byron. Yes, he does. Hey, Rich, Old Sweets Farm. How are you? We're looking at a blank screen right now. I'm not sure why Eric went blank. Eric, why is it black?
I had to switch over to my earbuds. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. There. Now you won't hear the sizzling of the stuff while I'm cooking. Go ahead. Please continue. Okay.
Well, hustle up because, we got time to keep here. So, Bro Cowgirl. Gwen said my fall tomato plants have blooms. I'm getting some blooms on mine too, but no actual tomatoes yet. I think I might have had a few little green babies out there, but yeah, we'll see. Kathy said I just fried it with lots of pickles. Like it fried with pickles? That sounds good. Yeah, white rice and pineapple.
I think I'm just going to go with the Spam and maybe like some cheese, some American cheese or something. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. Spam and cheese. Are you going to do a sandwich or just going to do Spam and cheese? No bread.
No, you got to do the bread.
Okay. That's fine.
Do the bread.
Got to do the bread. Chop it up, mix it with egg and salsa, and throw it in tortilla for a breakfast taquito. There's so many fun ways to make Spam. And I have to say, if you guys haven't seen the Spam Timber videos, just type in #Spam Timber, and there are so many different recipes. It's kind of neat to see all the different ways to make Spam. I never would have thought of some of the ways. As a matter of fact, Rogue Preparedness did a video on monkey bread, Spam monkey bread. She's got like a Spam cookbook, and she did Spam monkey bread. It looks so cool. What are you going to say, Eric?
Well, I was just going to say some of these suggestions that the folks are putting out there. I mean, I'm limited on time. I'm getting pressed for time, and they're making me hungry because they want to put like tomato and pickles and you know.
Yeah, Byron
I'm,
said he's truly curious how the homemade spam tastes. I bet it's good. Well, I make enough of it. I'll bring you a jar at our meetup. I'll bring a jar for for Carmen to try too. She said, "I seriously can't with spam. I feel like the only time I eat it is if I didn't have teeth. It's soft enough to num 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 num."
well, I mean, I think
I
I
think
don't
you'd be
know.
surprised, Carmen, because I think we were pleasantly surprised because before we did our very first video 3 weeks ago, we had never actually eaten spam ourselves either. So I feel like that's something that when you start doing it, you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those things like we tell the kids, right? You can't have your favorite food every single time. So I
Yeah.
don't know that I would say that the spam was like my absolute favorite, but the three sandwiches that we did for the video was actually really good.
Yeah. Spam and fried potatoes. Lori, my cousin, well, Eric's cousin, my cousin, said that one of the things her husband does is he fries it up and makes like like a hash out of it. And he loves it with like a potato hash. And I'm like, ooh, that's going to be good. See, Eric obviously did not remember how I cooked up my sandwiches last time.
I'm just like putting it all together.
Yes, we're
I mean,
totally new with spam too,
you
Carmen.
know what?
But
I'm not
you
even
should
going to cook the
fry the
spam
meat
up.
first. What are
Do
you
you have to fry the
doing?
meat first?
Yeah, I gotta get a little crisp
Somebody
to it.
just said don't fry the meat. They said just. Oh
Listen
my
to your
goodness!
wife.
Oh,
Eric, what are you doing?
I'm
Put some
not
cheese
taking
on
a
that.
picture with a hot jar. I can tell you that.
Put some cheese on that bad boy. Hey, Ricky Ventures, how are you?
Hey, Ricky
Uh,
Ventures thinking bagged a giant black bear. His daughter
I
did. That's
know
awesome.
his daughter did. Hey, Leanne, Mennonite Farmhouse is in here.
Oh,
We're
now I feel the pressure because Leanne's
yeah,
in here.
Leanne's in here. You better cook properly.
Where's the American cheese? Why can't you guys ever have anything that I'm looking for?
It's in there. It's just it's underneath the lunch meat.
I should show everybody what our stuff looks like in the fridge. That's what we should do.
Do not. Nancy said we grew up on Viennese sausages, spam, and canned corned beef hash, a small cans of deviled ham. I feel like the roles should have been switched. Yeah, I'm having a good time sitting here though. And see, I don't really eat after 7, so it's nice not having to be around food because when I'm around food and I like don't eat, then I want to eat. Like all of a sudden I want to eat stuff. So it's better for me if I stay away from the food after 7 p.m. It's better for me.
Monica gets a little hangry sometimes too.
I don't get no hangry. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, Leanna's making spam soup, part of spam soup timber. I bet she could pull that off too.
Who's that?
Leanne could do that. Rich said that, but I bet you Leanne could pull that off.
You know what I
I
just
can make
had?
spam in pieces, Ricky, because earlier before you came in here, he had it on the screen and he was picking it apart and he was kind of like poking at it and he broke it and he wanted to show that, the consistency. This is true. This is true, Carmen.
You got to read the comments because I can't see it.
They're talking about my $100 crab soup.
For real.
Kathy said I've never put cheese on my fried spam sandwiches before, but you know what? Some good stuff right there. Cheese.
All right, I can't because of time. I can't sit here and fry this spam all night long.
You don't need to fry it all night long.
I don't know why I'm using my bare hand. I literally have a spatula right here, and I'm using my bare hands.
You're just using your bare hands. Oh, Lan's been lurking the entire time since you did the side by side. She's been watching you. Yep.
Did you say she's been mocking me?
She said she's been lurking. Yes, Carmen. He does sound overwhelmed by making a simple sandwich in the skillet.
Oh man. It's not a simple sandwich. Thank you very much. It is very complex.
Yeah. So Regina, believe it or not, the ingredients in a can of spam, if you get the regular stuff, don't get the low salt stuff. If you look at the ingredients, it's really simple. It's like 6 ingredients. It is so not a lot of stuff. It's just interesting to see that it wasn't a lot of extra stuff. Yes, I'm afraid so, Lori. He did mess that up with jalapenos.
What?
To which
Whose
Gwen
whose
says,
sandwich is this anyway?
to which Gwen just responded and said, jalapenos are awesome on sandwiches. And Jen over at Good Times with Jen and Steve said she's lurking and mocking. So
Oh, okay. Well, good. I like a good mocking. Now,
oh, Lori said spam comes fully cooked. Just heat it and just heat it, Rabbit Man.
right. Okay. I feel like those are low shots now. I'm hangry. I'm frustrated because I'm working on a complex sandwich over here, and now I'm getting mocked.
You had dinner. You already had dinner.
You gave me like 6 shrimp. That's what I had to eat for dinner.
Oh, Living a Rogue Life did spam soup for September. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'll have to take a look at that one. That's pretty cool. Jen said,
mute me for a second.
oh, why are you going to say bad things? Yikes. Jen said, throw some raisins in there. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yes, Eric loves jalapenos. He's going to add that in there. What is it like? Pig toes, belly button, tail, and whatever it is left in special. I have to watch video. No, literally, that is, I think that's more like Scrapple is all the extra stuff. Scrapple is like all the extra stuff, and then that's what's put in there, and that's like a Maryland thing. I know that for sure. Like an East Coast thing, Scrapple is. But no, I thought spam was like leftover stuff too, and it's literally not. It's just like pork, ground up pork shoulder or pork roast. I mean, it's like a pork shoulder, and then you basically grind that up and you mix it with ham, just like a cured honey baked ham, and then you add salt, sugar, potato starch, and some salt cure, some pink cure, and some water. That's it. That's it. He did put cheese on it, Lori. He just put it on there first, and you can see it like kind of popping out here on the bottom. I don't know if you can see my, I don't know if you can see my little, can't see my little thing, but yeah. Scrapple was the pig snout. Oh, you made it take you off your mute now? Are you good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, none of the kids are interested in trying it. And I think this is the problem with spam, that it does actually have that look that's not too appealing, if you will.
Yeah, Scrapple is a Pennsylvania Dutch thing, yeah. Yeah, Scrapple was a Maryland thing that we had in Maryland, and no, just no for Scrapple, okay? Just no.
Don't be hating. I feel like it's different now that we live this type of lifestyle. That
no, dude, no, it's not different. Scrapple is not on my list of things I want to eat again. My dad used to have that every now and then, and it was not a thing. It was not a good thing that I wanted to eat.
Definitely a thing.
Yeah. Nancy said it was made simple so that they could mass produce it, so they would get it to the soldiers during World War II. So spam is special processed American meat. Yep. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just a little salty. And actually, we didn't find this to be very salty. And if you get the low sodium stuff, there's a lot more processing done to it. So it was one of those things that if you don't like it because it's too salty, you can always rinse it. Jesse said you put the cheese on it to mask the taste of the homemade spam. Yeah, he broke out the good plates, Kathy. You can't cut it catty corner like that. You have to cut it with the spam.
Who's doing this? You or me?
Me, from a distance.
Oh,
I'm managing.
This is made deliciously. Oh my goodness, yeah. The bread is crusty and the cheese is just oozing out. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so good.
Did you double your cheese?
Don't mind your business. I'm cooking.
What is Scrapple? LG Homestead said, what is Scrapple? I don't even know how to describe Scrapple.
It's just like ground up pork, and I think the misconception, I don't know enough about that, but it's probably a lot like spam, where they feel like it's, just like the junk or the leftovers, opposed to the actual history of spam is that the original processors had a hard time processing the shoulder of a pig, and so they didn't know what to do with it, and so they actually reached out to Hormel, which still owns this brand, by the way, but they reached out to Hormel and asked if they could do something with it, and that's so if you know anything about the pork shoulder, that's actually got a lot of bone to it, so it's hard to kind of process the meat off of it, if you will. Okay.
Well, Cindy Brown said, oh my goodness, I told hubby there was a homemade spam and he acted like a 4-year-old at Christmas. Are you coming back in here now? You're bringing your plate in here?
Yep. I am going to, you can go ahead and take me out of the
stream,
and then
see you in a minute. Bye. All right, there he goes. Yeah, so yeah, he is spamtastic. He's gonna bring it in here and eat it. Yeah, it's all the leftover meats cooked down with cornmeal and pieces. And you would slice it and fry it like a pancake and top it with syrup. My dad would actually eat it with like he would get it when we were out at the ocean. We would go to Ocean City each year, and that was one of his like special things he would get when we were at the ocean. He would grab Scrapple with like eggs and all this other stuff, and yeah, it was like a thing. They loved it. He absolutely loved it, and he'd only get it like a couple times a year, but yeah, there you go. Stew with cornmeal shaped into loaves for slicing and frying, especially characteristic of Eastern Pennsylvania. So yeah, Eastern Pennsylvania or Maryland, Eastern Shore, Maryland. We lived right there in Maryland. We lived right there in the right there south of Baltimore, so we were really close to all that. Scrapple makes the use of every last bit of pork, from meat to skin to organs like liver and tongue. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And yeah, honestly, it's the Spam was super easy to make, and I have to say, it's exciting to see if it does taste as good as what we hope it was going to taste. So let's see if you can get in here and sit.
Stop moving for a second.
Oh, you got your coffee? Coffee in your sandwich? Yeah, they said you can't judge your own presentation here,
Well, here's the thing is, it's weird because now I don't have you in my ear anymore. So it's...
I'm going to take a picture with you on your Spam. Yeah, I had to take a picture of them real quick.
So what I was going to say, I'll probably be more critical about this than most
me?
people. Well,
I literally made the Spam. I'm going to be critical of it too. I need you to...
Yeah. Well...
I need you to tell me what you think. Honestly.
Well, I was actually thinking...
Oh, there's a chunk of it right there. Eat that.
This was homemade. So I'm actually going to peel out a portion of the store-bought stuff to begin with. So store-bought.
You've already done it before.
So it's kind of not mushy, but soft. Not bad. Borderline salty.
They made Scrapple, Lan. That's so cool.
It's not that... Spam is not bad, though.
I'm not talking about Spam. I'm saying her parents made Scrapple. That's pretty cool that her parents used to make it.
No, I'm saying...
Spam is not bad.
Yes. Thank you, Lord, for this food.
This is a 40. This is a Route 44.
It's a 44.
It's 44.
It's not a...
I didn't think I was looking at 87-ounce Sonic drink.
It's not a 40.
Yes, it is
Getting
a
back
44.
Getting back to before Jesus days right there. Okay. So the store-bought Spam, pretty good. All right. Here is the homemade stuff. I'm trying to get no cheese on it, just so that
It's got no cheese on it.
I can get a real good taste on it. Here we go. You ready?
Go for it.
Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous.
I just followed the recipe.
I just want to make sure it's good. All right.
I can still tweak it because I still have the rest of it in the fridge that I need to finish. This tastes more like a meatloaf.
Yeah, the consistency is definitely different.
Like meatloaf. It looks more like like meat.
This tastes more like ham. This actually tastes more like ham.
Really? Because I actually didn't have as much. So the recipe itself calls for 1 pound of ham and then 5 pounds of pork shoulder or whatever. And I used, instead of pork shoulder, making Spam drinking 40s. Anyway, I used 5 pound ratio. It's a 5 pounds of regular ground pork versus 1 pound of ham. So that's whatever else you got in there.
Yeah, well, I mean,
have a good night, Ricky. Thanks for coming by.
See you later, Ricky. But think about the two main sources of meat in there. You have ham and you have pork shoulder, which is, I mean, let's just call it pork, right? So didn't you put
what?
Oh, we used
what?
The sausage, or not sausage.
No, I didn't use sausage. I use regular pork, just plain pork.
Right. Okay. So
I'd rather make meatloaf. Yeah. Route
okay.
44.
So honestly, the flavor, it needs a little bit more salt or something.
It needs more salt
on yours.
Okay.
But the consistency, I think, and the taste is probably a little bit better for me on the homemade stuff.
Okay. Good.
It's really good.
Did you see what Rich
Let's get the sandwich with the jalapeno
Rich
up
said,
in here.
I had the monster drink on my Monica bingo card. I have bingo.
Girl,
That's the store-bought stuff.
With the jalapeno?
That's the store-bought stuff, though.
This is so good. I want to smack my mama.
Eric.
She's still in here?
Yeah, I want to know how Jen knows about 40s, too. I know, right? Yeah, like Route 66. Yeah, Spam is salty. Too salty. You don't even know. Have you even tasted before?
This is the homemade stuff.
The Spam donut.
The Spam donut.
The meat donut.
It's going to be just a full-on... Man, those jalapenos are good.
We should totally play bingo. We need a Bland's Promissory and Wrench bingo card. All the things Monica and Eric might say or do during a live. Oh my gosh. Cowboy candy would be good in it too, Byron said. There you go. Oh.
Okay, now, as far as a sandwich...
Oh, she had it in McDonald's in Hawaii. Okay.
As far as a sandwich...
And your mom said, no, you're not going to smack her.
But it's so good, Mom.
If he comes that way tonight, Sharon, lock your doors.
Yeah, be mindful if you see me lurking around the outside of the house.
Trying to find you to smack you? Yeah, look, Robert Lona said you turned it into a jalapeno loaf. That's all you did.
Okay. So good.
Good. I'll bring you a can of meat donut.
And the jalapeno.
Hey, Paul, how are you? Eric is eating a Spam sandwich because we just did we made our own Spam, and he's trying it against store-bought Spam. And he made a Spam and cheese sandwich with jalapeno. I'm not going to get a bite. No, Gwen, I'm not taking a bite. I normally... Rich. I normally try not to eat after 7 p.m. and so it's kind of late, so I'd rather not. Rich from Old Sweets Farm said Monica's always right in the top left corner for another bingo. Your mom said no visitors tonight allowed.
This is a good sandwich, though.
Well, you should have brought.
I could eat this all day.
Not really, because you got to be at work.
And I do have to sleep, but not all
sleep
day.
Too. Yeah, it's after 7 p.m., so I'm not eating anything. I'll just drink my unsweetened iced tea, and we'll be good. Oh, ham and cheese with jalapeno sounds great. Hey, how are you? Two Doves, Bees, and Gardens. We interviewed them 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Or was it last week? Are you sweating, Eric? Yes. Yes, he is sweating. Was it 2 weeks ago? It was last week, wasn't it? No, it was 2 weeks ago. We didn't come in last week. Last week was the week we were off. I was dealing with the end of a sinus pressure thing. So yeah. Wait, Jen, what did I see? I didn't see Leanne's comment. How did I miss something? I was trying to go back through. Oh, I need a 40 right now. Leanne. Everything is salty.
This is really good on a sandwich.
How did I miss that? That's so funny.
I'm gonna tell you, if you like grilled cheese or a cheese with cheese, a sandwich with cheese and meat.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. If you ever have a morning where you want to make something for the kids, you put this on there. I promise you, they're not going to know this is our homemade Spam, guaranteed.
They're going to know it's Spam. They're going to be like, "Mom, why are you trying to give us Spam?"
They won't know because they weren't in there. They didn't see what it looked like.
He said unsweetened tea is a cuss word in Texas.
Who said that?
Jesus love a pastor. Nathan.
I can't believe he's talking like that.
Eric, would that be good with tomato soup?
Yeah, I'd eat it with tomato soup.
You're a tomato souper.
Yeah.
Eric just said he likes soup.
Tomato soup.
Nice try. Luring him in, Byron. He admitted something.
Byron, wait, is Byron setting me up?
Good one. That was a good setup.
Oh my goodness, dude! I am full on sweat.
You are full on sweat. No strong drink for me. I am Celebrex, but a strong drink would work better. No, I am not drinking a strong drink. Okay, I'm drinking unsweet iced tea from Sonic with the great Sonic ice. That sounds like it's not really there.
I can't even drink the coffee right now. The coffee's gonna be too hot.
We make grilled ham and cheese quite often. I usually use pepper jack. I think jalapeno next time. Mm-hmm. And Byron said, "Got him."
Got him.
Spam tomato soup. Right there.
Oh man.
Good night, Carmen. We'll be talking to you soon about our next meetup.
Our Spam sandwich?
No, our next meetup when I'm gonna bring you a meat donut in a can. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon.
What I would say though, overall, yes, I would highly encourage to make your own. To make your own if you have the means, which As you can see from our video, all you need is a blender or a food processor, some ham, some pork, a few little ingredients here or there. Bango. Done.
There you go. Yep, meat donut. That's just very special, isn't it? I asked my husband what a 40 is, and he had no clue. Leanne, she's tapping into her days of long ago.
Where's Jesse? Maybe he can give a proper definition.
It's not even 40. It's a 40. I don't think you even spell it. You have to spell it like that. 40.
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly that would be spelled, but yeah. A meat donut with peach donut for dessert.
Ooh, man.
That's a lot of meat.
That's good.
Was it good? You're still sweating. Yeah.
It's if we weren't in this room, I'd still be eating, but this room is making me hot.
By the way, Jacob wants to know if he can get the V-Bucks.
Are you joking me right now?
No. I was checking my phone to see about my guest coming on. And Jacob texted me, said, "Can you ask Dad if I can get the V-Bucks?" Oh my goodness. Oh, did I just hear Did I just hear Boone's Farm? He said,
"What kind of show is
Rich
this?"
said, "You should have gotten a Ziploc bag and piped the meat into the frying pan." Okay, first of all, that meat was too thick for that stupid piping bag. I tried so hard with that. And then I actually did get a real piping bag, and that was terrible. I couldn't barely move it. I was so mad. I was like, done. I'm done with this. It's just stupid. I'm just going to use my hands, which is why it looks like brains or dog food or whatever else you want to say in there. It's just not as pretty as the other ones I've seen. So I'll have to figure this out. I'm going to have to put it back in my food processor.
I think if you go in there, and I don't know what it looked like on the screen here, but in there, it looked nice.
It looked like brains in a jar.
It did look like brains.
Yeah, it looked like brains in a jar. So is your Spam cooked? Well, yeah, I mean, technically it's cooked because I pressure canned it. So right out of the jar, it's shelf stable, and it is safe to eat right out of the jar. And so that's the best part about it. Yeah, and you could when you pressure can it, pressure canned for 75 minutes. And because of the consistency of it, in order for me to make sure that it did get cooked all the way through, I did put an air hole in the center so that it could maybe more uniformly cook, because it is a really thick consistency. And I don't really know about the whole USDA rules and regulations on that one. But when I had seen a couple of the videos, that's what it was saying. I thought you were done eating. I thought you were done.
I feel like I'm on one of those eating shows.
What eating show?
Like My 600-Pound Life?
It might be. Eric needs to go live tomorrow so we can see if he's still alive. We'll pop over into Yogi Hollows and make sure we mod over there for a little bit so you can see him typing. He'll say, "Hi, this is you need proof of life tomorrow." We'll have a picture of him with a newspaper. Get a newspaper when you're in town tomorrow.
They still make those?
Yeah. Oh, look, mukbang. That's what it is. There's mukbang. He doesn't even know what that is.
What is
I
that?
only know about it because of Abigail. It's where people make videos of just like people eating stuff. Like literally what you're doing right now. Like just eating. Just like in the screen. Like.
Am I making a lot of noise?
I can hear your noises.
I'm sorry.
Bring 2 photos of ID. I have a thing. Get your very own jar of Bland's cranial rounds. Jesse, you're so great. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Yeah, Bland's cranial rounds. That's a new snack.
You know, Halloween's coming up.
No, she said we can't hear you eat.
We don't typically celebrate Halloween.
We don't do Halloween, but maybe this year we can put some eyeballs in the front of the jars, little googly eyes or whatever.
We can hand them out to strangers that are walking down the street.
We do have 2 vendor events in the month of October. So during our month of October vendor events, we'll do it that way. Belt Loop 29 does lots of mukbangs. Really, Rebecca? Yeah, I don't know. I can't do watching people eat. I'm not a fan. Like I'm already like, hurry up and finish eating, Eric. I love you, but finish. I just can't. I mean, like Abigail, my daughter, she was like, yeah, people just get like it's called mukbang. And she was explaining to me how they like sit and basically like prepare the food and they eat. And sometimes it's like chopsticks and all that. And I'm like, what? Just watch people eat. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Like, why?
Actually,
thing.
I actually heard a story when I was on YouTube one time that there was just one guy that started out relatively thin.
Yeah.
And he's probably about 700 pounds or 600 pounds now or something. And they were
all because he did mukbang.
That's all he did. But he made so much money off of it that he just wouldn't stop.
There you go, Leanne. It was special for every LUT I sold. I get a free jar of Spam. I will say I got a large utility tote. I will say so I also sell 31. It's one of my side businesses that I do besides running the farm and doing the stuff here. I do run a small business. And one of the things I was doing was I was in a large party for all these different ladies. And I got a chance to go live yesterday and I did the top 10 like most used products in my house or something like that. And by the time I got off, these ladies were coming on and it was such a huge compliment. There were so many women that were like, that was a really good live. Thank you so much for explaining the products. The one lady commented and said that it kept her attention the entire time. And then she said how funny my husband was that he came in there and, had something to say, but it was really a huge compliment. People saying how much they liked me going live for, 10 minutes to sell, to show them products that I shared with and I like to use in my house. So, Lori, I sell 31 gifts. It's large utility totes and they're utility totes and wallets and purses and home organizing things. But it's really cool. I sell 40s. Yeah, I sell photos.
That was the old Monica.
I sell bags to carry your photos. No, yeah. So yeah, me too, Leanne.
Actually, the one bag.
Leanne, you need to have a party. Let me know. You want to have a party? We'll do a party.
The one bag that you sell, you can carry 40s and 45s.
Yes.
And 22s.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. But no, it's all about the Benjamins. Yeah, no. So anyway, it was really cool because I was doing the live and I really enjoy sharing what I like and sharing with women and men some of the things. And it was really cool for me to sit there and no. No, it's not a code for drugs, I promise.
We're not drug dealers.
No, that was Monica before Texas. Why does Leah know about Benjamins? That's the name of the wallet for 31.
You gotta stop putting Leanne stuff up there, man. This woman, she's trying to get us demonetized.
Oh no, they're gonna ding us tonight on our live.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes, 38.
Shameless plug by Monica that fills my middle square on the left. I've almost got a completely card of Bingo. Of Blandgo. Bingo, very nice. Well, if you need me to fill one more plug on your card, shameless plug, don't forget to check out our podcast. We're actually getting ready to start up season 3 coming up really soon over on all the podcast platforms around the hay bale. Check it out. Oh yes, why does she know about dime bags? What does any of us know about dime bags? Okay,
well, we're not secluded from
that's
the
okay,
world.
Glenn. You don't have to know about 31, don't worry. She said bingo. Podcast mention that fills my card. There you go.
Wow.
You haven't had I feel like you guys should have on your cards that there's a long-winded story by Eric. None of that's happened tonight. Or Monica yawning. I haven't yawned yet. I haven't yawned. I can tell you why I know. No, do not. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to check in with Michelle and make sure she's still coming on here.
What should I talk about now?
Oh, I don't know. You have a story to tell? I think there's more spots on bingo cards.
Once upon a time.
Oh my goodness.
In a farm far, far away.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, Eric's never had a chance to tell a complete story. That'll never happen.
It's true.
It wasn't a blackout game. I worked at McDonald's. The crew was always nickel and a dime. That's okay. You can be entertained nonetheless.
That's good. We're all here for good entertainment.
Hey, Art and Adventure with Tasha. How are you? Oh my goodness.
All right. So anything else about the Spam that you would like to ask? Any questions, concerns?
No, I'm excited that you think it tastes good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because that means that I did something at least right, and then I can finish canning
Why
it.
do you say it like you're just like beating
if
down every day?
If it tastes good, that means I can finish canning it because I didn't finish it yet, and I wanted to make sure it tasted good first. That means I can now take everything from the rest of the recipe that I have and I can put that in my shelf, because that means I just got 6 pounds of meat out of my freezer and now onto my pantry shelf, which is good because I'm trying to constantly do that. Rich is in here. He's got the $50 February challenge, and it's one of those things. Good night, Diane. It's one of those things that I want to make sure that I have things in my pantry. I just jarred up all that rabbit that we did over the weekend. I have put in there 4 quarts of rabbit and pork broth. Hi, Beverly. How are you? Hey, Redbird Farm. Miss Brenda, how are you? And so I've got all these things I'm putting on my, $50 February 2023. I've got all these things in my pantry, and that's kind of my goal, is to get things shelf stable and out of my freezer, because Peter's getting ready to go in to be butchered in a month. So I got to make sure I get stuff out of my freezer so that he can go into my freezer, because Peter's a big boy.
So I'll say this.
Peter the pig.
So I'll say this real quick. You see the hashtag there. That's a collaboration that Rich is heading up. Hashtag $50 February 2023. The whole goal, if I understand it correctly, was for you to be able to live for a month off of $50.
Yep.
Was it a month?
Yes.
Okay.
For the whole month of February, a $50 challenge. And then if you have like kids and stuff, then
you make them go hungry.
No, you have $25 for extra people. So we have $25 per extra kid that lives in the house. So
sweet. So we're just right up the.
That's a really good idea. Leanne has a good idea. Next year, I want to do Soup-Timber and Shelf-Timber just to cook from my pantry. That's a really cool challenge.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that challenge overall. I think it's really neat because
I would do that.
Yeah. Well, Soup-Timber.
Well, no.
And Shelf-Timber, just doing the Shelf-Timber.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's been a thing too. But that would be really cool if you host that. I definitely would love to be a part of that.
The logo would be awesome. It would just be a shelf.
Well, it's neat to see that you can make things from what's in your pantry. Tomorrow I'm teaching a class teaching my food preservation class for the co-op, and add that to your bingo card, your Blaine go card, because I'm talking about the co-op again, because it's my time of year I'm teaching. But tomorrow we're talking about freeze-dried foods, and I think we're going to make our own. I think all the kids are going to walk away with a baggie or maybe a mason jar, I haven't decided yet, of oatmeal. And we're going to use freeze-dried apples and freeze-dried strawberries to make our own strawberries and cream, or apples and cinnamon oatmeal. So we're going to take it and we're going to have it so that they can enjoy it later. I think I'm probably going to use mason jars and just let them have the mason jars that way. They can do that. But if you've met my wife, we can't live on $50 for a day. I do not think that Lisa is a high maintenance lady. I can't imagine. No way. She cans so much stuff. Wait, what did Rich say? It's a great idea, Rich. What did Rich say? Did we miss something? I gotta go back.
This one?
Oh, Buddy what did she say? Yeah, what did he say? Buddy the what? Buddy the shelf. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So so back to what I was trying to say before Rich was right again. I couldn't get the full story out.
Oh, you poor thing.
But what I'll say is that was something that Monica was touching on.
We'll be praying for you.
Was about the hashtag $50 February.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, but I mean, that's really, and that's the goal, is be able to put up what you want on the shelf so that you can, and that was the whole idea of doing our own homemade Spam, especially when we did research for the first video and found out it was only a few ingredients. It was like, why can't we make this?
Yeah, it's true. You could it's definitely nice to get things out of your freezer and put them onto your shelf and know that they're there. Although I was thinking about it more and more, that the people that are dealing with all the stuff going on right now in Florida, I was thinking about that. And I was like, you know what? It's really sad, because could you imagine if we had all these things stored up and we have all the preps that we wanted, everything we thought we had, which was enough to last us if we had a natural disaster. And then all of a sudden your house isn't even there. And so therefore all of your preps are now gone. Everything that you thought you were prepared to deal with, now you have to deal with it, and you have nothing with you. I had a friend that was during this time last year, she was buying extra. At every paycheck, she was buying a little extra. She was storing things up. She had a huge amount of things prepared, and her house burned to the ground. And an afternoon, everything that she had been prepping, everything that she had bought extra was gone.
I think that
It's like, how do you beat that?
Sometimes I feel like it's good to be prepared. It's good to put food on the shelf. It's good to know how to forage. It's good to know how to do all these different things, but we're never going to be prepared for every single thing. To me, that's where we just have to learn how to trust God that he's going to provide what we need, whether it be through other people or through, hunting, fishing, however that may be.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you literally cannot prepare for every little thing. You just can't.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like we've talked about on here a lot of times, is learning to barter with people, learning to know what you're really good at, and then trade other people for skills or whatever it may be. So Monica kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, was that we did this skill shares. I guess you can call it that. Plug for what's the name of the Facebook group? Can we say it?
Oh yeah, it's called. Oh geez, what's it called? Northeast Texas Homestead Co-op, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, the thing about that is
I'll find it real quick.
It's a group Monica found on Facebook.
Actually, the Naked Gardeners were on there, and they were like, Tori was like, "Hey, you need to come. You probably really like this group. It'd be interesting, to be a part of and see." And yeah, I was gonna say we need to keep Andale, Black's Tropical Homestead. Beverly over here was saying that the storm is coming right for them now. It's going back into the ocean.
Yeah.
And Hurricane Ian will become a hurricane again now, they're thinking. And it's going to go straight back into the coast, and it's going to hit Georgia, South Carolina, possibly North Carolina. It's going to be all in that area. It's going to they're thinking it's going to make land by Myrtle Beach.
Wow.
So it's going to kind of encompass all that area. So
all right, well, prayers for
everybody. Yeah.
Everybody
Anyway,
sure.
yeah, it's called East Texas Homestead Co-op is what we were doing. We did this through.
So the cool thing was this past Saturday, we were able to show people how to process rabbits. I didn't have to chase any this time, mainly because I was at my property, so I had everything I needed. Although it didn't go perfectly according to plan, but that's why I was trying to encourage these other folks, because they've never processed animals before at all. And ironically, there was several women that were there, and they were older women too. So one thing that I'm going to be working on a project of how to process animals if you don't have hand strength. So that's something that I'll be working on, and get my my builder, aka my dad, Texas Carnivore, working on that, because you feel for people who really have a desire to do that but don't have the hand strength to be able to pull the hide off or something like that. Yes, that is a Facebook group.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
Bees and Garden.
I'm trying to get it right now. East Texas Homestead.
So they do a skill share basically every weekend. They have things set up. It can be from mending fences to processing rabbits. There was a sheep processing going on the same time as ours at another person's property.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because when we talk about bartering or doing things, this was really cool. Okay. People that come to our property for this, they were really impressed with all the turkeys that we had running around.
Hey, Blue.
Okay. So super cool, because most of our turkeys are at processing age. So they're going to get ready to be processed soon.
Yep.
Our goal is not to process all of them at one time. Our goal is to process a few now. So we're going to take up freezer space, and then a few in a couple months. And then that way we'll kind of cycle through what's in the freezer and keep the freezer space open. Now, the thing was that the Naked Gardeners were here on site. Sydney and Tori, if you haven't had a chance, go check them out too. Great folks, very nice, easy to get along, very funny people. And
they're awesome.
So one of the things they said was, hey, we have a turkey. I think it's a turkey feathering, the feathering machine, right?
Yeah, a plucker. Turkey plucker. It's made for turkeys, though.
So it's larger than a chicken plucker.
Yeah.
And the thing was that when they saw all the turkeys, what he said was, if you're interested in doing a combined, teach us how to process turkeys or whatever.
I think they know how to process turkeys.
Okay. Or
she just said, we want a turkey. We'll let you borrow it if we can have a turkey.
You just ruined my story.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to get to that. Yes.
Barter.
So, but yes, that was the thing, is they said, we'll come over, we'll bring our plucker, and that way it'll be less time for you if you give us a turkey.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good trade-off, because the amount of time that we put into scalding them and defeathering, eviscerate, all that it can be a process. It doesn't take quite as long because we've done so many of them. But the reality of it is that that's a huge trade-off. We could save a lot of time and money. And on top of that, we'll have the opportunity to bring some folks back again to be able to show them how we do this. And it wouldn't just be us teaching it. It would also be the naked gardeners. And so they would be able to see a couple of different ways to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I really enjoyed the Skillshare. I really enjoyed the whole thing too, knowing that, well, the teaching part of it. I really enjoyed the idea of having people kind of come together, because at the Skillshare too, we were kind of taking that idea of asking others how they did it too. Not everybody does things the same way. People have preferences. And that was one of the things that we talked about too with the butchering the rabbits. Not everybody uses, how we chose to put our rabbits down. Some people use the hopper popper. Some people just use the cervical dislocation with their hands. Some people do, I don't know what they do. But we choose the pellet, and I'm not going to say any further than that. I'll just say that. And that's how, Eric does it. And so for us, that's the most humane way that we feel that we are able to do it. And for us, that's what works. So I like to be able to have those skill shares. I like to be able to get together with other people and to work together and do it that way. Lori asked, what's the processing age for turkeys? For us, I think it's not really like we have a set age. I think for us, it's size.
When they're that big. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, some of them, you can tell they're getting big. And then some of them also are getting, what's
Bossy?
The word I want to use? Bossy, bold.
Yeah, a little more bold.
We had to break up a turkey fight. Like
in the middle of our processing last week.
In the middle of it, there was two of them, and one wouldn't let go of that little, what's the little dangly thing? The
little waddle or the snood?
No, it wasn't the snood. It was the piece under the neck. But yeah, he had a hold of them and just wouldn't let go of them. And we had to take one and throw him out into the pasture to kind of put the separation of the fence in between the two of them.
Hey, Where to Begin Homestead. How are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, Leanne, she's supposed to be here, and I keep trying to get in touch with her, and I think she might have forgotten. She's in California, and so she was asking about our time difference. And I see that she said that she would hop on around 7:45 her time. And I wonder if that is actually 9:45 our time. So I don't know. So I'm trying to get in touch with her now, and I can't get in touch with her. So we'll see, but that's okay. But I will share a little bit about her though. I will say she's an amazing.
Why don't you wait to see if she comes on, and then you can introduce her.
Well, she's an interesting lady, and she's on Instagram, and I buy her products, and I really like it. So yeah. I do. I really like
that. Was it?
Yeah, I really. Well, you said wait. Is that what it is? Oh, see, yeah, 9:45. I think she said 7:45 her time. And I was like, I never responded. I didn't see that until just now when I was getting in there, and I'm like, hey, are you coming in? So I said 9 o'clock. I said 9 p.m. Central. So I think that she got the times mixed up. I don't know Central time versus whatever Pacific. Is she a Pacific? So I guess in California or Pacific. So yeah,
no, it's California time.
It's California time. Well, see, Sarah would know, because remember, Sarah was a Californian that came here and then transformed into Texan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway. Back.
Have a good night, Byron. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you, man. It's good seeing you.
Hey, watch for the email, because I know Eric sent an email. He didn't sign it. He didn't say who it was from. He just put all these questions out there, and you're supposed to know it's from him, not from me.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm just saying you should sign an email.
I've been waiting for someone else
to send sign an email. You never gave me information. Don't even try that mess. Don't even try that mess. Yes, Jen, she's been transformed.
So what did you talk about with the meetup?
I just said that we were meeting up. I wrote this down. Meetup. Say right there. Meetup.
Literally all you said was meetup.
Meetup. November 12th. It's going to be more local. It's going to be more local to us anyway. It's going to be in Mesquite possibly. That's all I got.
Well, just out of curiosity, so we have 24 folks that are up in here. Is that something that would be interesting to you, even if you can't get here? Is that something that would interest you for the weekend to be able, not the weekend, but just a Saturday to do kind of like a Skillshare type thing? Because one of the things that we looked at was possibly possibly doing a processing of a pig on site with
mesquite meat.
With the one. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
I don't know if we're going to do that. I haven't even talked to anybody about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying though, but if that was, on the board for people to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
What's interesting too is a lot of people that have hunted over the years, they, like a lot of the people that were here on our Skillshare have done a processing of some sort, like out in the field or when they hunted. And
so for the Skillshare meetup, it was $25 is what we're thinking it'll cost for people to come. And that's just so we can cover some of the drinks and things maybe, and then whatever else goes right back for a love offering for the church for letting us use that facility, because it's the church's facility. And it was actually going to be the facility from Jesus Love and Homesteader. She's allowing us to use that facility, which is really awesome. So mainly the cost, whatever costs are involved, would be just any of the cover costs for products, things that we need to get. Otherwise, none of it goes to anything. It's just going to make sure that nothing is expenses for us. So if we need to buy trash bags or ice or whatever, it goes to that. And then everything else will go to the church for love offering, just for being able to have it there.
Yeah, I think that's, one of the
because
things.
Jake and Ann put a lot of money out.
They did.
A lot more money than we anticipated. I didn't know they were putting all that money out. And so they put a lot of money out of their own pocket. And that's not something
that's Jake's heart.
It is.
And Ann too,
amazing.
I'm sure. I mean, they're both very giving people.
Check your email, because I think he sent one to you guys too.
If I could read your email. If I
Address.
could.
If you can't read your handwriting, he didn't send you one.
Nope.
What was the DS kickback? There's no kickback. It pays for the facility and 40s for Monica. Yes, all my 40s and a facility.
But who would be interested in something like that if you were here?
Donation for the church mainly
is what I would ask first, and then the second thing I would ask is if you were interested.
Fly on the wall is the best way to be.
If you were here and you were able to partake, what would you want to learn about?
Yeah, what would you want to see?
What would you like to see if you were coming to a Skillshare? And so the first go around, we had herbs. We were being taught about herbs,
medicinal herbs, and just regular like edible herbs, things you just put in your food.
Yep. And then there was the processing of the quail, the chicken, rabbit, and then I'll cut this short because our visitor is here.
Yay!
And then we did canning.
All kinds of stuff.
All right, we'll cut that short. But reach out to us if you're interested. If you're local or not local, we can give you where it is. If you're able to make it, great. Even if you just have some suggestions, you can go to our channel and check out the about part. Our email is in there. Please feel free to flood our emails with some great information, because that's really what we want to do is be able to provide teaching back to people that what interests them. The first go around was kind of like a rush thing because it just kind of came.
Yeah. And
then we just tried to figure a bunch of different stuff and threw it in there.
We're thinking it's November 12th. So we'll keep every guys, once we nail it down and it's final, like set, then we'll go ahead and everybody will get all the information out there. So, okay, you ready for our guest?
All right. Are you going to introduce her? Or
Flood your email. Yeah. Okay, so this is a lady that I follow on Instagram, and Eric doesn't, because Eric's given up the Instagram for me. So he just go along for the ride now. But this lady is really wonderful, and she's out in California.
Which, by the way, our YouTube channel is higher than Instagram.
Yes, currently my Instagram is not as active as our YouTube, so I need to catch up. But this lady is amazing. Her name is Michelle, and she is from One Blessed Acre Farm. And so here she is, coming to the stream. Let's see if I can get her up here. I got to fix it. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I was getting nervous. I was like, I don't know what time her time is. And it said 7:45. Is that right? And somebody was like, yeah, it's going to be 9:45 your time. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
So I'm glad you're here.
Good thing I checked my Instagram. Yes.
I'm so glad. Well, I wanted to have you here because I absolutely, first of all, I love your presence on social media. I think it's a wonderful. You have some fun reels. You're great for educating kind of what you do. And so would you, because you're not on YouTube, right? You're only on Instagram?
No, I'm only on Instagram, and I have been dabbling lately with trying to get in on Pinterest. But that is a whole nother ball of wax that I don't know that I'm ready for yet.
I didn't even know that. I mean, obviously people use Pinterest quite a bit, but I mean, that's interesting to me because I've never heard anybody say that. Like
in terms of social media.
Yeah,
presence?
like I'm going.
Yeah,
Is that a social media thing?
So it's totally not a social media. I mean, it's in a sense, it is a social media, but it's totally not a social media platform like Instagram or TikTok. It is a search engine, and more businesses are using it to drive traffic to websites, podcasts, YouTube channels, blogs. So all of that. And then also, I guess Pinterest is working on setting up a link so that in your pins, you will have a shoppable link for it. So it will be good for businesses too, e-commerce.
Nice.
Now,
Okay, see, look, Leanne says she has a Pinterest for her YouTube channel. See, so I guess it's a thing.
Is this like the Etsy? Is that right?
No, Etsy is where you shop. I shop on her Etsy page.
Yes. Yeah, Etsy is strictly a shopping platform, and it is a phenomenal platform to be on. It is probably the best, I would say the best place to start if you're looking to start a small business or even a hobby or anything. It's just a great place to start. And then obviously as you grow, you can branch into having your own website and making it shoppable. But all of that requires more plugins and addings and costs than what Etsy charges. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit different.
So what's the thought behind going to Pinterest? Just more attention towards your business?
Yes. So Instagram doesn't do much for driving traffic to my Etsy shop. People who are on Instagram are looking for more, I don't know, educational, inspirational. They're not looking for shopping. I mean, some people do shop off of Instagram, but the Pinterest is just, I've heard that it's more for shopping and driving traffic.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So I guess you're who I'm looking for when my bank account starts like dwindling.
Perhaps, or if you find extra soap in your shower.
Well, this came in the mail the other day, and he was like, I mean, I've had it, and I was like, Eric, smell this, and he's like, oh, this is really good. This is really good. I'm like, this is the lady that's gonna be on our channel. We're gonna have her. He's like, okay, yeah, and I'm like, so I had to buy more.
Yay!
I mean, yeah. No, my favorite, like right now, I've got so many favorites. I will tell you, if you guys like to smell different scents and soaps, I was going to tell you, I honestly was not sure when I got this little sample. She puts samples in her stuff, guys, right? So she's got a sample, and the sample was called Herb Garden. Okay. I'm thinking, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to actually smell like, right? When I opened it, it smells like peppermint and all kinds of deliciousness. And I was so blown away because I was like, there's no way this is going to smell good. I'm like, Herb Garden? Nah, I don't want to smell like, I thought it was going to smell like Italian seasoning. Okay. Like literally that's what I'm thinking. Herb Garden.
That sounds pretty good.
I don't want to smell like spaghetti, but no.
It's refreshing. It's an invigorating scent. It's definitely, it definitely is like a sinus opener.
It is so good. I'm like, this will be on my next full-size bar list because this was really good.
Well, and the other beauty of that bar, which my stepmother actually asked me to make that bar because a dermatologist had told her that if she could get a scrubby bar to remove all the dead skin all over her like shoulders and back. Yeah. So it has walnut shells, pumice, and poppy seeds in it. And all of those three combinations are a fantastic exfoliant.
It is a really good smell. I was loving it. It was like, okay, this is definitely a nice morning shower smell. So anytime I get any scents in, my kids are always like, I'm like, smell my box of soaps. And they're like, Mom, you got more soaps? And I'm like, they only last a year. She has expiration dates on them.
Wow.
So
but
I have to make sure I use them.
The thing is that she gets the kids to smell the package. Me, she comes out and she's like, smell my armpit.
That is not even me. I did not do that. Hey, Bar on Forge, how are you? So honestly, though, I have used these as gifts, and I've been giving them. I buy the lotions, I buy the soaps, and I put them together as gift baskets and gifts for my family because I do have a large family, and I like to know that they. So I actually got the kids soaps and lotions. So my 14-year-old son got a lotion, a hand lotion for his Christmas basket or whatever, or what is it, his Easter basket last year. I was like, is what it is.
Well,
everybody
what I
needs
want,
lotion.
Yeah.
what I wanted to say too is, are you on Etsy as well?
I just put her Etsy link up. That's how I shop.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You
That's
said
how,
that.
that's how I shop.
I see. I don't really pay attention what Monica says. But
Okay. It's okay.
anyway, you hear that? It's okay.
It's not okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that, packaging is an important thing. And I want to say that just the presentation of this is really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like
and it's totally eco-friendly. You can compost the bag, the muslin bag, and the tag and the ribbon. So it's all compostable.
that's really cool.
We just like our new, I like the new scent that I got. It smells like, it's called Victorian Christmas. And I was excited.
Favorite.
I was like, Eric, you're going to love it. It smells like Christmas. I think my favorite is the sugar plum and then the creme brulee. I have a lot of favorites. It's really good. Did you drop it? Thank you, Jen. Thank you for dropping. I dropped your Etsy shop too. So, but I think, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on, because I always think about small businesses when it's time for the holidays. I love to, I would rather spend money on buying products like this than I would on products at the Bath and Body Works. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna buy my hand soaps, but
yes,
I would rather spend money on soaps, buying soaps from someone like you than to go to these big box stores and buy all the things there. And so, which is why Eric doesn't get mad at me when I buy stuff like this. I'm like, it's gifts. And so we got a big Scentsy box in the mail today, and he was looking at me and I'm like, all this is gifts. This is all gifts. Because whenever you buy from a small business like that, you're supporting that person and their family. And so based upon that, how did you start doing all this? How long ago? How long have you been doing it? And how did you start?
Okay. So about 13 years ago, when my little boy, who's not so little anymore, was a baby, we moved back here to Humboldt County, California. My husband retired from the military. He was in the Air Force for 27 years. And so we moved back here to my hometown. My dad was running a John Deere dealership and asked my husband to help him take over the business and run it with him. So that's what we did. We bought a 1 acre piece of property, and we're kind of sandwiched in between a couple big size farms. So it's kind of weird how they distributed our 1 acre. So that's where the name came from, One Blessed Acre. When we moved back here, we had every intention of learning some homesteading skills, and the kids wanted to get involved in 4-H and they wanted to raise animals. So we got chickens, we got ducks, we got goats. And pretty soon we found out when you start producing milk, there's an exorbitant amount of milk to use up. And I did not want to throw it away. I was like, we got to find a use for this, guys. And so a friend of mine taught me how to make soap. And literally, I just started researching how to make lotion. Went through a lot of trial and error. When you hand make lotion, it tends to be on the greasy side. So I had to do a lot of reformulating and learn about like chemical reactions and all that. It was like a science project. How to make a non-greasy lotion. And then I happened to be wearing that lotion to the bank one day, and all the ladies at the bank were like, where did you get this lotion? Like, why does it smell so good? And how come you smell so good? And I was like, I make it out of my house. And they're like, you need to stock this in the stores of town. So that's kind of where it like spiraled after that. It just went crazy. So that's kind of how we got started.
That is awesome. Yeah, we have several of your lotions. We keep them in the bathroom, and then we have the little small trial size, like the little smaller ones. And those went into stocking stuffers or like actual Easter baskets this year. And my daughter, we like the peach one and the blackberry, the Humboldt blackberry. That's our two favorites.
How long have you been buying stuff from her?
I don't know, for a little bit.
I love the 2-ounce bottles. They are my biggest seller at holiday time.
They're fantastic.
it's fun when I get orders of ladies that will order like 50 bottles at a time. And it's like, wow, what are you doing with 50 bottles? And they're like, we're giving them away as gifts and stocking stuffers and teacher gifts. And like every person that you can think of, they pass out. And it's not like, it's not a lot, but it's enough that it just says like, I was thinking about you and this is a great gift. So, and plus the goat milk is really good for your skin. So if anybody has dry skin, that you need goat milk.
Yeah.
I cannot believe once I started learning about how good and beneficial goat milk is for not only our bodies, but for our skin, for our hair. We're working on a hair care line. So, I mean, I'm delving deep.
Oh, that's nice. And see, that's what I like about your listeners too. So my daughter is 17 now. And when she was about 3, we realized she was battling some skin issues, some eczema, and it was super bad. And it was years before we could really get that under control. And we would try all the lotions. I remember when she was about 5 years old, she had the cracks in the creases of her arms. It was so bad. It was so itchy that they were cracked so bad. We would go to his mom's house and she's like, try some of this oatmeal lotion. It's Aveeno. It's natural. It's oatmeal. It's good. And that was, we're talking, 12 years ago.
Right.
And this whole, all natural oatmeal, everything is going to be good for you. And we would put it on her arms real gentle and she would cry. And she would cry. And I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, it hurts. It burns. And I started reading the ingredients and all the lotions and they all had alcohol in them. And I'm like, no wonder it hurts. And so I looked into it and she was probably about 6 or 7. And I looked into, okay, I'm going to make my own body butter. I've got to do something. And so I started making body butter because I was making her put on just coconut oil. And she's like, Mom, this is so greasy. I hate it. And I'm like, okay, well, I understand you're an opinionated 6-year-old with, crazy arms. And I mean, she was getting like on her neck. It was really bad. And so I started making body butter, but that becomes a lot when you have more than just a few kids. It becomes very tedious to do that stuff. So I wanted to continue to do that. But right now, this season of my life I can't do that. I just have too much going on. And so it's really nice to be able to know that I can buy goat milk soap and to be able to buy something like this and the lotions and things that are good for them, that is gentle. Because when I bought this, I handed it to my daughter and I was like, you could use these soaps. And she's like, really? They're going to be good? And I'm like, trust me, it's good. It's going to be good. It's natural ingredients. I watch her make these on her Instagram. And I mean, I can see what's in the bars.
Instagram reels.
Yeah. All the Instagram reels. I know what she's doing with it, but it was really refreshing to know that it was natural products. It was good for her skin and it was safe. And when she used it the first few times, I was sold immediately. I was like, okay, if she's going to be able to use this and it's good for her and it's going to work, I'm going to continue to do this because it's natural and it's helpful. So yeah, that's the reason why I keep buying them too. I do give them away as gifts as well.
Right.
But
that's okay.
It's really nice. It's really nice when he says how good the soap in the shower smells. So.
Oh, I wanted to let you know too that you can put in for any of your followers tonight. They can use the code WashYourHands20 and get 20% off orders. So make sure that they know that.
Wow.
Wash your hands 20.
20. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go. So they can get some pre-Christmas shopping done.
Oh, that's awesome. Right. That'd be really cool. Thank you guys. Well, I'm going to put that. Can I put it on our community page tomorrow morning? Yes. That way people can see it. Absolutely. That would be awesome. Because I know we had a bunch of people and people are starting to kind of trickle out now. So not as many people are going to see that. So that's really cool. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say was, and I don't know, I mean, I know that you're probably big fans of us on YouTube. But
I am going to go stalk you after this. And
wait a minute, that wasn't funny. That was not meant to be funny. No. So no, I wanted to say that, we're kind of more like most of these folks that are in here are part of like more of a homesteading style of life. Right. And, we constantly push to raise your own food and make sure that you know what you're eating. And, I think that this is important too, because, so many times we go out and buy products that we're layering up on our bodies that basically just sit there for the entire day until you take your next shower. Mm-hmm. Right. And, the question is, what is it? And like Monica said, for us, our eyes were kind of open to that when our daughter, every time I put a lotion on her and she was burning, that,
Right.
it's like when our eyes were open to the idea that there was alcohol in that, and that actually like dries your skin out.
Right.
So
it didn't need to be there.
yeah. So then I started like, it's kind of like when you grow your own food and you start looking at the back on the ingredients to figure out what is inside of everything you're eating. Well, the same thing was with lotion. Is you pick up this one, it's got alcohol. You pick up that one, it has alcohol, and you just work your way down the line. And it's like, well, this one doesn't, but it's Vaseline.
Yeah.
Right. Which really isn't anything but a petroleum product, which is toxic for your skin. So everybody should just throw Vaseline out.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, if you guys are on there shopping too, I really like you put in the cards. It's a really cool card of you. I love that card because it does tell you at the bottom how to take care of your soap or your lotions or whatever. Right. And I love, like, literally when I first bought your soaps, I went out and I went on Amazon and bought myself a 2-pack of the bamboo soap dishes so that I could put my bar soaps on them. I don't use it because we don't use it for hand. We haven't used it for hand soap yet. We use it in the shower, so it stays dry like that. But I did buy one, and my daughter-in-law got one of those for Christmas with her bar soaps. So actually, the last time I bought products, the first time I bought from her was last Christmas time. And so I was able to buy some extra. So my daughter-in-law got some hand soaps with the little, trays to put on there.
Yeah, I do at the craft fairs that I go to. I have a soap dish that people can buy sets with.
That's good.
So, I highly recommend those. Or the other thing you can do is the muslin bag that the soap comes in. You can put the soap back in the bag and hang that in the shower too as a soap saver.
Yeah, I thought about that too, because that's really nice to take with you. I went to my mom's house over the summer and I took one of these soaps and then I was able to put it on the bag and then I let it dry and then I was able to use that for the drying part of it. So, yeah. So, Leanne, one of the lady wants to know, what lotion were you wearing at the bank that smelled so good?
So, it's actually a scent that I may bring back. It's my all-time favorite, but I discontinued it for a while. It just wasn't selling. It's my personal favorite. It's called Cinnamon Sugar, and it smells literally like a red hot candy, and it is phenomenal.
Ooh.
But I may bring that back. It's to be determined. I have kind of an addiction to scents. I have way too many scents. So I have been told that I need to pare some of them down. We're going to trying something new this year. I'm going to make a lot of the different scents seasonal. So there'll be a small window where they'll be available and then they will go away for a season.
I feel like that would drive people to
purchase their favorites,
buy them while they're available.
Yes. That's what I'm hoping for, is that they will say, oh, Magnolia Blossom's only going to be available in the summer months, so I need to stock up. And that's fine. You can stock up because every lotion has a year shelf life. And I don't know about you, but I go through my lotion really fast.
Yeah, well, we have been I put it in my daughter's this regular bathroom so that when people wash their hands, they can put some lotion on afterwards. And it's been really nice to have it there. Hey, got some chicken. So I will tell you, Leanne, I don't know if it's available still. I have the peach lotion and we love that. We also have the peach goat milk lotion is there. She still has that. And then we also have the Humboldt blackberry.
You know, the one that's probably really closest to the Cinnamon Sugar is the one that I offer at Christmas time right now. It's called Victorian Christmas. It is real similar because it's got that high cinnamon clove. It's just a really strong, I don't know. It's like, I call it Christmas in a bottle.
Yeah, I think that I just ordered I think I might have a cucumber melon one in there, or maybe it was in my cart and I had to delete it. I made myself a nice big cart and then I had to pare down my cart several times. And then finally got to where I was like, okay, this is going to have to be okay. And so I do that a lot.
This is what I don't understand, why the ladies sit here and talk about how much is in their cart. The business owner is thinking she's laughing hysterically because she's got her cart filled up. And I'm over here thinking, how much overtime do I need to work for this coming holiday?
Oh, look, they have pumpkin pie goat milk soap.
So no,
She has pumpkin pie soap.
All right, so I have a question.
I'll put that in my cart for later.
I have a question. I want to go back up here because Troy is a great friend. He's a farmer.
He wants to know. Yeah,
he's a man's man. Okay. Is Axle Grease or Gojo considered a scented skin treatment? Now, I know he's being funny with this.
Or coal smoke, he says.
But
what is Gojo though? I don't know what Gojo is.
Gojo is like a pumice
degreaser.
type degreaser. Yeah, like if you have oil or grease in your hands. So what I want to say is, how come like good made? I'm not even saying it right, but
good made,
well made soap that's good for your body is only made in women's scent.
No, she has sandalwood.
What? Tell me what.
I have Maverick. I have Maverick and sandalwood.
Right, Maverick goat and then sandalwood.
Let me tell you, Maverick is my sexy man smell, and it sells well.
You gonna buy your shaving soap?
It's really good. Yep, it's really good, and it comes in a shaving soap and a bar soap.
Does it look like I need shaving soap?
Yeah, because you shave right here. You shave right here, and then right here on your neck.
Girl, that's like a we're done.
Add to cart. I got you. Don't worry.
You'll love Maverick. I love Maverick. And sandalwood, actually, I'm surprised. Sandalwood's kind of popular with both ladies and men. So it's
which one?
It works both ways. And the other one that you'll like is Humboldt Redwoods. It's a balsam fir. So
now we're talking.
Yes, and he likes a, which is why I knew that if I bought the Christmassy one, I knew that if I bought Victorian Christmas, I was gonna get them.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Pulled pork scent.
Yeah, pulled pork scent.
Do we have something that smells like barbecue? That's what we need.
So for all your funny people, I did have a scent, just that we had to discontinue it because it was performing funny, but it was called Lick Me All Over. And it went
I have that one
well at craft fairs. Because
I bought 2 of those last year.
Try some Lick Me All Over, and everybody's like, yeah.
I bought that last year, and I almost put that in my daughter's stocking, but I decided that would be inappropriate. So I put it into my son's stocking, who had just gotten married. And I told him that him and his wife could have the Lick Me All Over soap. And so she was like, oh.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, my gosh. Did you just say that? Yeah.
It was cute. Yeah. But are they as strong as Mrs. Myers? No. They have, I don't know. Mrs. Myers doesn't, I don't know if that's real strong scent. Like these scents smell good, but they're not overwhelming.
Yeah, I try to keep my fragrances lighter than I do. I mean, obviously, a couple of them are more than they're stronger than others, but for the most part, they're pretty light. They are okay. So they are as natural as you can get a fragrance oil to be. So fragrance oils are chemicals, but the ones that I purchase from reputable soaping companies. They are paraben and phthalate free, and that is as natural as you can get when it comes to a fragrance oil. The only other thing you can do is go to an essential oil, and I do have my shampoo bars that are coming out are only going to be scented in essential oils.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so I'll have an option, and you can always use the shampoo bar as a regular bar soap too. So it's not that it has to be specific for your hair. It can be as a bar soap too. So some people have preferences. They only want essential oil soaps, and other people are fine knowing that the fragrance oils are paraben and phthalate free. So
yeah, and that's important for a lot of people too when you have the hair stuff, because certain things you're putting in your hair. So
right, yeah, and it's personal preference. We tested all of our products on all of my 7 children, so I can attest that they are fine and they meet up with my standards, but that's not to say that's for everybody. So everybody has to make their own decisions. So
my look of surprise was not that you had 7 kids. My look of surprise was you use them as lab rats. Is that what I'm hearing?
Wait. Well,
so the oldest one, when it had patches of hair falling out, you were like, well, we shouldn't do that one anymore.
That's not working. The second one's like twitching. You're like, no, we're not going to use that one either.
Well, funny story. I did start trying the trial on my husband for the soaps, and he was like, honey, no, I don't. Yeah, no.
I feel like the husband is usually the first guinea pig anyway. So,
Right.
see how it goes. She said, not lab rats, sir. Oh, there you go. My brother-in-law
No
said,
animal testing. No.
yeah.
But children testing.
Yes, that's
But
okay.
children testing.
We
Yes.
endorse
Yes.
children testing too. It's fine. We do.
Well, and then I really should probably say that they also were part of the business at first. So do you count that as like child labor?
Yeah, we endorse that as well. We
awesome.
highly encourage.
Oh,
there you go. We encourage all of that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of kids too, so it's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
It works out. So, once you get over that hump of like 4 or 5 kids, beyond that, it's just you're a team. You all work together. You're a small business immediately.
Yep, absolutely. I used to say that like after 4, they all kind of just take care of themselves. So it was fine.
They do. My 6-year-old, I'm trying to teach him just to correct himself because I'm over it already. So I'm like, could you just correct yourself right now? Because I'm done with you. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that I'm sure with the testing on the first 1 or 2, it was probably like, this is a big deal. We got to get this right. By the time it gets to the last one, it's like, they'll be fine.
That's true. Well, I just didn't even tell him I was doing anything. I just kind of threw it in the shower. It was kind of like when we switched from cow milk to goat milk. I just put the goat milk in the cow milk container.
Oh, you did them dirty.
Well, sometimes you got to do the down and dirty to get people to see that they have this psychological hang up that they didn't need to have. So
it's like with the rabbit. It's like with the rabbit meat here. We do that sometimes. I mean, we try not to, but like I made enchiladas the other night and they were like, what is it? I'm like, chicken enchiladas and cheese enchiladas. They're like, chicken. I was like, well, no, rabbit, but it tastes like chicken. So it's just called chicken. And of course, my 6-year-old's like, I love rabbit enchiladas. And I'm like, do you? And then he's like, yeah. And I mean, he does, but it was just funny because we had to make sure he said rabbit, even though, I mean, it is rabbit, but I had to just constantly be like, it's the same as chicken. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's really fine.
I know. Yep.
Yeah.
When we moved here, that was probably the biggest thing my kids got to learn. And I'm so grateful for it was that they figured out where their food came from, because the first time we had to butcher a rooster and he went in the stock pot and my daughter cried over dinner. She's like, I just don't think I can eat him. And I was like, but honey, where else do you think your food comes from? So it was just a big, that was probably the biggest lesson that they all learned was that, food done right is hard work and requires sacrifice. And you're going to shed a few tears. So,
Now, how old is your youngest? Is your youngest older?
So we had 6 girls and then we had 1 boy and he is the baby and he's 13. So.
Got it. So you're the opposite of us. So we have 7 boys and 1 girl.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but she's in the middle. She's like the 3rd one. So we had 2 boys and then the girl, and then we had 5 more boys. So we were just like, it's cool. It's cool. Everything's good.
Yeah, we went for that last ultrasound and the nurse was like, do you want to know what you're having? I'm like, I'm having another girl. And my husband's already said that if I come up pregnant with a boy, that he wants to know who the father is. And sure enough, the nurse is doing her thing with the ultrasound and she says, you got some explaining to do tonight, girl.
Oh my goodness.
So
what in the world?
Just tell me enchiladas are awesome.
Homestead enchiladas. Oh my gosh. I believe that's Jen over at Good Times with Homestead with Jen and Steve. I believe that's her kids actually. I think that's their channel is Homestead Enchiladas. So that is hilarious.
So how long have you guys been doing these YouTube streams then?
So we've been streaming for a year now, and we started our channel at the end of 2020 after Eric was appropriately lost his job from the COVID stuff. And so he started finding himself very busy or not busy around the house, and he's trying to find things to get into. And so my son, it was trying to get him to do a YouTube channel for a while, and we had a cow go down and all these things started happening. And he's like, I can't find a YouTube video on this, Monica. And we've been watching YouTube videos for years, basically learning how to do this because we didn't grow up like this. We moved here from Maryland in 2014. And so we learned via YouTube and some friends that we kind of just made along the way. And God just threw people into our lives to help us. And so when we started our YouTube channel in 2020, it was really cool because we did a video on something that we couldn't find on our own. And I mean, it's not a lot of hits or anything like that. It was just that we had a cow go down and we didn't know how to fix it. And we couldn't find anybody else to help us. We heard from a lady that was down the road. She was like, this is what we did. And so Eric's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to video it. And so we had only done a couple videos prior to that video. And it just kind of went from there. It filled his time and it gave him some sort of, purpose while he was looking for jobs too, because there's a lot to be said for a man that's worked really hard for a long, long time. We got married at 18 and 19. He's been working. He's never not had a job. And then all of a sudden there's not a job to fill that space. Right. And so it was a lot, but I think that really filled a really awesome gap in our time. And he got to really expand some of the talents that he has. And so now he had a job, right? We were 5 months without a job. And then he got another job, 5.5 months. And he got a job, and that job was an awful place. I mean, it was a nice filler for the year, but it wasn't necessarily a great place to be all the time. Right. And but he met a lot of great people, and YouTube helped fill that gap as well as he was doing that job last year. So it's been a huge blessing for us to be in this group of people. We've met a lot of really great people through the YouTube community. We have a huge family presence here with our YouTube family, because I mean, there are so many people here that if someone's injured or hurting, just like a lady came in, Miss Ann Dale, she's in the Carolinas. Hey, Zombie Prepper. They went through some stuff last year when tornadoes hit. I mean, people, when they go through things, you find out where they're at and you just pray. And it's been a huge resource for just prayer and people covering each other and people supporting one another in great ways. So it's been a really fun community to be a part of. So
that is awesome.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go stalk them too later.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's so many wonderful channels in here. Look, Brampton Gardener. Rochelle said she's the crazy aunt. So Brampton Gardeners in Canada. We have a lot of really great people that are coming here.
We do not hold that against her.
We don't hold that against her. Blue is in here. Where is she? She's in here somewhere. Blue Self-Reliance. She said she loves, she's the one that said she's like a Pinterest addict. She is in Britain, Great Britain. And then we have some other friends of ours that are in Australia. And yeah, we have people all over the place that come in here and really just, joined in and together with this big, wonderful YouTube channel. So yeah, it's awesome. See, prayers have been wonderful.
I have to say that too about Instagram. And I always struggle when I hear that people get bad, negative comments on Instagram, because I feel like Instagram has been such a blessing in meeting people and networking and making your reach bigger than you could even imagine. So
yeah. Well, I think so too. I think there are a lot of people, there's been a lot of people that are like, oh, I can't stand social media. I don't like it. And, a lot of people say the same thing about Facebook. I love it. It's been a great resource for me, for my small business. I love being able to reach out on Facebook to either, whether it's I'm selling pork or beef, or whether I'm selling my totes and wallets. It's been a really great resource for me. And it's not for everyone, but I can avoid some of that drama. Every now and then I get sucked into that drama world, and Eric's like, hey, you need to back off of that. And I'm like, okay, get myself together.
Right. Yeah.
I really love Instagram for that as well, to be able to make those connections and meet people and to be able to support other people in their businesses or whatever they're doing. I've met a lot of really great people that I love to follow on Instagram or wherever. I mean, just watching people do their thing, it helps me to know that what I'm doing is either, I'm doing what I like to do and I'm doing it my way and I feel comfortable and confident in that. Or, hey, maybe I can actually tweak what I'm doing because I see the way they're doing it and I can do it a little bit better because I know that they're doing it and I can learn from what they've done. And so I think that's really, social media doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can definitely be a wonderful place to be.
I agree. So, you just have to make sure you watch your time on it because it will suck you in quick, fast, in a hurry. And you have to really distance yourself from my dang alarm going off. You have to just distance yourself from the negativity that it can sometimes suck you in, the discontentment. Like if you're comparing yourself to other people. So yeah,
I agree.
I think for us, the biggest thing, and we haven't had a whole lot of negative comments, but I feel like once we got to that monetization threshold,
right.
I don't know. I almost feel, and I don't think YouTube does this, I'm just saying it to be funny, but it's almost like all the trolls came out of the woodworks and just started saying some like really ugly things.
Probably.
And to me, I tell her, to me, it's funny when people, because either I'm going to delete it, or if you disagree, I'll just say, well, thank you for your input. And just because, I mean, that's the thing that we try to tell people is everything that we do is not necessarily the only way to do it.
Yep.
Correct.
It's the way we do it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. There's always a lot to be learned wherever you're at. And that's one of the things I always tell my kids. I homeschool my kids and I tell them all the time, you can learn something new every day and you can learn something from everyone. There's always something to be learned, and keep your mind open and your head open, and you never know what God's trying to teach you that day. And so just be aware and be alert. And so you'll see, but just because we're doing it some way doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. And so I'm hoping that my kids always learn that as they become adults.
Yeah. And I get that a lot too. I get a lot of people that send me messages on, how do I take care of my skin, or I'm having this problem, or, does your product have this or that in it? And oftentimes I have to just say, listen, my product may be for you. It may not be for you, but this is what it does. These are the benefits, and everybody has to make their own decision. So
yeah.
Doesn't, and I have gotten some nasty emails on Etsy too from random people, weird, that they feel like they can just go ahead and comment negative stuff to you. It's like, I don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, like Andale says, I got my first stranger hateful comments tonight, but hey, they gave me a view. Yeah. I always think even a thumbs down is still a thumb of some sort.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. You got to do what you can do. But yeah, I don't like sometimes those hate things are just yuck, and I hate them, and I'm like, oh, these people. But we don't get that many, which is nice. But yeah, when they're there.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, we are almost at our time. And so, honestly, I am so glad that you said yes, that you would come and join us tonight. And I just wanted people to be able to see what you're doing over there, because I think your reels are so cute. I just love them. They really are. I always watch your stories, because you're always promoting other people as well. You're always talking about other Instagram accounts. And I love that. I love that you are, just in a community and you support your community. And I'm thankful that I got a chance to interact with you and know who you are and feel like, oh, I like being able to go in there and support your business, because when I have ordered, you've personally said thank you, and you've sent a note and you sign your invoices, and it just makes people feel so connected to the person that they're supporting. And so thank you for that service, because it truly is a little extra that people really do enjoy.
Good. Thank you. I love hearing that, because that is important to me. And, I try and pray too for the people that I send packages to, because I don't know what their walk of life looks like, but I'm blessed that they decided to purchase something from my shop, but I also want to bless them too. So, I mean, we give because we are called to give, and that's just the way the Lord wants us to do it. So I appreciate it. I thank you for asking me. I was so tickled that you asked me. I was like, this is so cool.
Well, the thing is that I want to try to really get outside of our box of people that we already know really well and feel comfortable with. And I really wanted to try to get other people, especially other people that aren't just in YouTube, because this is the time of year when people are shopping, when people are looking, and they're going to go into the Walmarts and the Targets, and they're going to go find this and that. And I thought, well, why not? Because this is something I'm already purchasing on a not too regular, but kind of enough of a basis that I'm able to get it and enjoy it and give it as gifts. And it's just nice to be able to share some of these things that I enjoy with my friends and family. And I consider all these people here that have come in our chat on Thursday nights, if they're in my chat, they're usually my friends and family, because they have been here for a while and they sit and laugh with us and laugh at us and, a part of this chat. So yeah, I just appreciate you so much. And, as we end all of our Thursday night lives, we always ask the question, some sort of question.
Who likes to shop on this lady's page during our live.
Farmers' wives do. Farmers' wives do. I definitely like to shop, and I was definitely shopping.
She was shopping while you were talking.
I may have another screen up behind. So thank you guys so much for being here. We love everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Michelle. Make sure you guys go over and check out One Blessed Acre on Etsy. You'll see the link is down there too. I put the link, and use the code Wash Your Hands 20, and you can use it at her Etsy store. And I'm going to put her Etsy stuff and information in our community tab for tomorrow. And I'm going to throw it up in our Instagram and on our Facebook. So make sure you check it out. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you again, and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.